Hey everybody, it's Michelle here, and I am doing a video for you today on some myofascial relief stuff with tennis balls. And this is going to be great for your whole upper back. We're going to go from the traps all the way down to the low back to get a fantastic feeling like a deep tissue massage for your whole back. It's amazing. So for about the next 20-25 minutes, you're going to go through each of the areas on your back with the tennis balls. And what I need you to do is you need to have at least 2 tennis balls. And what you want is you want to find an old sock that's nice and long that you can put the tennis balls into, and you want to have a little bit of space between them because that's where your spine is going to go. When we do these releases, we never want the tennis balls to sit on the bone. So we're going to run them along the muscles on either side of your vertebrae, which are called your erector spinae muscle group, also up into the upper traps and the rhomboids and the mid-back area. So we're going to run all the way down, like I said, to the low back. So you can either have this, which is really handy because tennis balls are super cheap, or another version, if you may have it at home, is the trigger point ball. This is, I believe it's called the M3, and it's great because it actually adjusts so you can push it together, make it a little bit tighter. In certain areas, this works really good right between the shoulder blades and a little bit wider down lower onto the back. So those are your options. I'm going to stick with the tennis balls today just because this is going to be most of what people are going to have. It's also a little bit cushionier or softer than the trigger point one is. So if you have not done this before, I do suggest going for the tennis ball and ease into it. Some keys that you want to remember when you're doing this type of release is that you want to always be within mild discomfort. So you should never ever feel a ton of pain in an area. If you feel lots of pain, you're usually going too deep into the release. The goal is to be able to, in the beginning of each spot that we do, to remain completely still. So allow the tennis ball to start to do the release, okay? And then as you go through, then we start to add movements to get deeper into that fascia. But in the beginning, if you can't maintain stillness, you're probably too deep within the tennis balls, right? So let's get going. So we're going to start right at the upper traps. So remember, the tennis balls are not placed around or on your bone. They're going to be on either side of your vertebrae on the erector spinae muscle group that run alongside of your vertebrae. Okay, I'm going to adjust the camera and we're going to get started. Okay, so lying on your back, what I want you to do is take those tennis balls, bring them up behind your back. Remember, on either side of your vertebrae, right into that upper trap. So if you take one hand over your back, you should just feel the top part of the tennis ball. And then what I want you to do is just lie your head down and take your arms up to the side. You're always going to keep your feet flat on the floor with the knees bent. That just keeps the back nice and safe and allows the tension to come off the back. And so I want you to close your eyes. And then I want you to just start to go into a nice deep breath. So the goal in this release is to go into a nice deep belly breath and expanding, imagining that you have a balloon in your belly and you're expanding as you inhale, filling up that balloon full of air. And then as you exhale, you're releasing and let it go. Okay? So inhale, breathe in. Exhale, relax. Do that again. Inhale, nice deep breath in. Exhale, relax. One more time. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, relax. So again, maintaining that stillness to allow the balls to start to do the initial part of the release. I'm just going to stay here for a couple more breaths. So right now the pressure should be mild, tolerable. Good. I want you to go ahead and take your hands behind your head. I want you to clasp your hands behind your head. And then I want you to hug your head with your elbows. So keep it nice and tight, hugging your head with your elbows. So what that does is it flares out the shoulder blades so we can get a little bit deeper into that fascia. Okay, so hug those shoulder head with your elbows. Now stay there for 5 nice deep belly breaths. Good. And then all I want you to start to do is just imagine that you're doing a small bit of a crunch. So you're going to inhale here, and as you exhale, you're going to just gently lift your head up off the floor, and then inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Good. Bring it back down. Release the hands from behind your head. Let your head fall to the floor. Cross your arms across your chest and hug your shoulders as tight as you can, getting your elbows to point towards the ceiling. And then I just want you to gently rock side to side with your shoulders, keeping your lower body nice and stable. Just gently rock right and left. Making sure that you move slowly as you go from side to side. And maintain stillness in that lower part of the body. Come back to center. I want you to switch the cross of your arms, hug the shoulders again, and rock side to side again. Just a couple more times. And now come back to center. Relax the arms down beside you. Rest for a moment. Just let the body reset. Good. Now you're going to bring your hands into a prayer position. So you can bring your hands together and your elbows together. I want your elbows stay nice and tight the whole time. You're going to inhale, reach your fingertips above your head. And then exhale, bring those elbows back in front of your chest. The goal in this is to keep those elbows and those hands connected together the whole time. Okay? So we're inhaling the arms above the head. Exhale the elbows back to the chest. One more time. Good. And then slowly release the arms down beside your side. Now we're going to start to slide the balls down, just slightly down down the back. And where you want to go to next is the middle of your shoulder blades. So the easiest way to do it is to slide your body up to move the tennis balls down. So you just lift your head, lift your hips, slide the body up until the tennis balls go right between the shoulder blades. And then you drop the hips down and rest the head back down. If at any point in time the arch of the neck is a little bit too much, then I want you to go ahead and grab a block or a pillow, something to relax your head on if it's getting to be too much on the back of the neck. Okay, so the tennis balls are right between your shoulder blades. Again, starting the initial release by bringing the palms up towards the ceiling, arms up to the side, and allowing your body to rest over the tennis balls. So what you want to imagine is the weight of your body is melting around the tennis balls. You want to let go of all contraction in the muscle and just allow yourself to relax. Going back into that nice deep belly breath. Beautiful. Bring your hands back behind your head. Clasp the hand behind the head, bring the elbows in nice and tight to flare out those shoulder blades. Rest your head on the floor. Keep the elbows in nice and tight. So you should feel that a little bit deeper through the shoulder blades. Again, staying here for a moment, allow your body to adjust in the beginning before we add the movement. Go into that crunch again. So exhale to lift yourself up. Inhale to lower back down. Last time. Good, release the head back down. Take the arms from back behind the head, cross the arms, grab onto those shoulders, and remember just to rock from the shoulders, one side to the other, keeping the lower body nice and stable, releasing some tension through that thoracic spine. Go trying to mobilize that upper back a little bit. Come back to center, switch the cross of the arms, grab onto the shoulders again, rock side to side. Excellent. Come back to center, rest the arms down beside you. Give yourself a moment to adjust. And the next movement we're going to go into is lateral flexion. So you bring your hands behind your head, elbows stay nice and wide, and I want you to imagine taking one elbow to the same side knee. So instead of crossing your body like a crunch, we're going to do an arc with the upper body. So we're going to arc ourselves over to the left side, trying to bring that left elbow as close as we possibly can to the left knee, and then we're going to go all the way over to the right side, bringing that right elbow as close as we can to the right knee. And back and forth from side to side. Again, moving nice and slow. One more time to each side. Good, coming back to center, keeping your elbows wide, rest your head back down. Now if that's starting to feel like too much pressure, at any time come off the tennis balls and just relax. Rest for a moment and you can join back in. We have one more thing to do on this spot, so we're going to lift ourselves back up into that crunch position. You're going to take yourself all the way as far as you can over to the left side, bringing that left elbow as close as you can to the left knee, and then I want you to go ahead and drop your head to the floor. Rest the elbows nice and wide. And get a little bit deeper for release through the inside of that right shoulder blade. And then slowly lift yourself up, all the way over to the right. Bring yourself as far to the right as possible. Rest your head down. Trying to take those elbows nice and wide. Good, and then coming up, back to the center, release the head down, relax the arms up to the side. And we're going to slide the tennis balls down now the back. Again, you can slide your body up the back or up your mat in order to move the tennis balls down. If you're running out of space like I am, we're going to sit up and we're going to move the tennis balls to bra line, okay, or just below the shoulder blade. So what you want to feel is that the bottom edge of the shoulder blade is just above the tennis ball on either side of the spine. From here again, knees stay bent, feet flat on the floor. You're going to rest your head back down. We're getting quite a big arch in the back now. So again, if you feel like this is too much on your head, on your neck, go ahead and grab a pillow to put your head or behind your head. If you're okay, arms down beside you, rest the arms out, palm the hands up. Start that initial release by going into that belly breath. Bring the hands back behind the head. Take the elbows wide, rest your head down. You're going to stay here for another couple breaths. Good. Lift your head up. Keeping those elbows nice and wide, go into that lateral flexion. So you're going to take left elbow towards your left knee. And then all the way through to the other side, right elbow towards right knee. One more time to the right. And then I want you to bring yourself all the way over to the left side as far as you can go. Rest your head down on the floor. Take your elbows nice and wide. Good. Bring yourself up all the way over to the right side as far as you can go. Rest your head down. Take those elbows wide. Beautiful. Come up, come back to center. Rest the head down. Take the arms up to the side. Again, always remember that if you need a break to come off those tennis balls. From here, go ahead and cross your arms across your chest to grab onto those shoulders nice and tight. Elbows towards the ceiling. Gentle rock right and left. Yeah, come back to center. Switch the cross of the arms. And again, gentle rock right and left. Good. Coming back to center. Release the arms down beside you. We're going to slide those tennis balls down to our next spot, which is going to be the base of the rib cage. So you're going to find the very bottom part of your rib cage, and that's your landmark around the back of you, beside your rib cage or beside your spine. So base of the rib cage, either side of the spine on that erector spinae muscle group, relax down. Okay, so now I want you to just notice kind of how your upper back feels. It should feel heavier into the floor, and your joints around your shoulders and your arms should feel a little bit lighter. Your neck should feel a little bit decompressed. We're starting to let go and loosen up some of that fascia in the back. Get rid of the toxins in the body. Key important thing too is after this release is to make sure you drink a lot of water, because it's just like a deep tissue massage. You're moving those toxins around in your body, and you want to make sure that you get the toxins out. So we need to drink a lot of water. So we're going to start to add in some lower body movements now into this next release. So what I want you to do is actually bring your right knee in towards your chest, grab onto that knee, and pull that knee towards your chest. As you pull that knee in, you're going to feel the pressure go down into the tennis balls. Remember, you should be in with that mild discomfort, not pain. So if you're feeling a lot of pain, ease off on the pressure of the knee and just stay there. Now use your thigh as a tactile cue. I want you to breathe and inhale, pressing your belly into your thigh, and then exhale, pulling your belly away from your thigh. Good. Just gently rock that knee right and left. And then come back to center. Release the right foot to the floor. Let's go to the left side. Pull that left knee into your chest. Hug that in as tight as you can. Feel the pressure go down on the tennis ball. Stay within that mild discomfort. Nice deep breath. Use that tactile cue of your thigh. Good. Slowly release that foot to the floor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rock through the pelvis. So you're going to find your hip bones, and what we're going to do on an inhale is you're going to take your hip bones and move them towards your knees. So the hips are going to go this way. As you exhale, you're going to bring the hips up towards the chest. So inhale, hip bones towards knees. Exhale, hip bones towards chest. As you do that, you're going to start to feel a massage from the tennis ball. So it's compression and decompression. Remember to breathe as you move. One more time. Good. And then release, let the arms relax out to the side. We have one more squat to go, which is going to be our low back. So we're going to go right on the bum at the very base of your spine. So you're going to lift your hips up, find your tennis balls, place them on either part of your, on your glutes, on the inside edge next to your tailbone. Okay, so now your hips should feel like they're lifted up off of the floor. You're going to bring your heels together, and you're just going to drop your knees out to the side, rest with your arms up, and stay here for 5 breaths. Go ahead and take your knees together. You're going to bring your legs up into a tabletop position, or if you have something that you could place your feet on, even better. From here, I want you to just gently rock your knees right and left. What we're doing is called a low back decompression, and I actually learned this from a fantastic person whose name is Sue Hitzman out of the States. She's from New York, and she's a body therapist specialist, and she developed a method called the MELT method. And so this is one of the parts of her MELT method. She uses a foam roller, which is fabulous, so I really recommend you checking it out for more information on the MELT method. But this is a modified version of that low back decompression using tennis balls. We're going to bring those knees over to the left side. Now you're going to lift your left foot off of the surface that you have it on, or if it's in the air, just bring it up and start to create nice giant circles with that left knee. So really opening up through the hip. Good, and then you're going to circle the other direction. Good, bring your feet together and then roll yourself over to the right and do the same thing with the right knee. And circle the other direction. Excellent, and then come back to center, bring your feet back to the floor. Heels together, drop your knees over the side. Rest your arms out. Take 5 more nice, deep, long breaths. Bring your feet together. Lift your hips. Remove the tennis balls from underneath you. And what I want you to just do is assess how you feel. So bring the knees together, or the heels together, drop the knees over the side, and just feel internally how your body is feeling now compared to the beginning. Maybe you feel some reduced amount of tension around the neck, around the chest, around the back of the shoulders, or maybe you feel some release around the hips from the low back decompression. Bring the knees together, roll to the side, and bring yourself up into a seated position. And I'd like to thank you so much for taking a look at this video and joining me for your upper back or your back release with our tennis balls. Stay tuned because I'm going to do another video all on the lower body to give you a release around the hips and the glutes and the quads and the hip flexors. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Have an awesome day and do this as many times as you like.